Soccer, football, the beautiful game, the world game. Each are names for the most popular sport in the world. The game of soccer is played by over 250 million players in over 200 countries. There has been a long love and history for the game of soccer. There is evidence of the game that dates back to the Han Dynasty in China in 206 BC through 220 AD. Soccer has a long history and its popularity continues to grow today. Millions of people attend soccer games to support their favorite team, and billions follow soccer games on television. Not only is soccer the most popular game in the world, but it also has the highest global television audience for sports. Soccer creates great passion and plays a huge role in the life of soccer fans around the world. With the extreme popularity of soccer worldwide, the socio-economic effects are evident in different ways depending on the country.
In South Africa during the 2010 World Cup, there are 5 new stadiums built, which cost the country $5 billion. This ultimately was good for the country's economy, which created many new job opportunities for people, such as working in the stadiums, building the stadiums, and taxi cab drivers to and from the stadiums. However, since South Africa did not do so well in the World Cup, many tourists did not come that were expected, and this ultimately created a bad situation for the economy. These new stadiums that were built were ultimately not put to use, and instead of renovating the old ones, these new ones were built, and this just ultimately costed a lot of money for the country that was not needed.
So what we do with the venues in the stadium, we do allow the public to rent our spaces out from us, because as I mentioned that we need more money that's coming in. So if you're throwing a birthday party, a baby shower, then you can use one of our venues. You'll just choose which one you want to use. So this is the presidential suite. For our president, his colleagues, Donald Trump would come here, Obama would sit here. So this is the only private suite that has tinted glass windows. So we are able to see the public from inside, but the public can't see us from outside. Mainly because of our security reasons. We've got 2 cameras outside this venue and 2 more outside this venue.
South Africa was the first African nation to ever host the World Cup. Although this brought much pride to the country, it also came with some major backlash. One of the first problems that they came across was the eviction of shack dwellers near the sites of new stadiums. The government had planned on putting them in transit camps until the World Cup was almost over. Most major businesses were able to flourish during the time of this large influx of tourism. However, to be able to operate your business within the 1.5 kilometer radius of the stadium, you must pay FIFA about $8,000 US. Many small businesses were not able to afford this price tag and forced to move their businesses outside of FIFA's radius. Because of this, many people argue that the tourists were being cheated of the true South African experience and that small businesses were being targeted. At the end of the World Cup, the FIFA president declared the event was a huge success for everyone, as FIFA walked away with over $2.4 billion US in revenue.
Although India's domestic leagues are not on par with those of Europe, they still have a strong presence of national team support. They actually had the opportunity to host the U17 World Cup last year, and some of the games were played in Kerala, and we had our tuk-tuk driver take us around to some of the local spots where the games were held, and he told us a lot about how it benefited his economic life.
They are never locals. They are same teams together playing. Everybody to come to watch here around.
Wow.
Lot of people come to watch when you practice in time. India got it very good money because a lot of tourists come here. This is our tourism, part of the tourism. We got it very good money from that.
Yeah.
We got very good money from that. So not only that, we are from local. We are also get some money from our pocket.
Oh yeah, because you can take them around.
Like I said, don't go there. Come later here. There we to do because we give very good service. Because now we try to under 20 World Cup come back India. We try to come to because And you know, all of the world happens under 17 FIFA World Cup, but first time like the very crowded, mostly people come to watching. Number one, India. We are very happy to the come to. We are nothing, India nothing, but better than degradation. We come down, come up little bit. We was very down that before. Now we come little more high. That's very. India growing very good football. That's coming soon. This is the 6 players from India, 4 players from abroad. So that's their last fourth time now that.
So soccer is the national sport of Ghana, but their domestic leagues are not quite what the European leagues are in today's soccer world. So many of the young Ghanaian kids dream to go and play professional in Europe. There's actually a program that they've created called the Right to Dream movement, and these players are finally given the opportunity to make those millions and millions of dollars that they've dreamed of and play overseas through this program where they only choose the top prospects of the Ghanaian youth. The soccer players themselves aren't the only ones who are benefiting from the sport of soccer. There's a football workshop called Alive and Kicking that actually create soccer balls for small kids and youth leagues so they can have proper equipment, where before they were playing with items such as plastic bags crumpled up, and now they have the chance to play with actual soccer balls and develop the skills that they'll be able to take them to the next level.
So how popular are the local leagues compared to the ones in like England and Spain?
Our local leagues are cool, but because of the level of the game, more people tend to spend their time watching the Barclays Premier League and the foreign leagues.
Are the soccer players in Ghana, do they make good money or like?
Well, on a local level, compared to what they make outside is far ahead of what they make here. But no, they use the local league as springboard to the professional level.
Is soccer by far the most popular sport in Ghana? Do people love it?
Yeah. When Ghana is playing, it's as if everybody's indoors. We watch. Sometimes we get disappointed.
People are disappointed. People like say the local markets, are they more quiet the next day or after the game?
When Ghana wins a game, the euphoria is great. You go around, people are partying. Our first World Cup was massive. The whole nation, they were all dancing on the streets and stuff. It was our first time. And subsequent ones, although it's not been very good, but
when you're watching another African team play, do you root for that team over, say, Nigeria is playing Germany? Do you root for Nigeria, or do you kind of have a rivalry?
Basically, when other countries are playing, other African countries are playing, we tend to watch them more often. During the Confederation, we were not there. Our brothers were there, so we were behind them. And it's the same. It's the same. The other countries are also behind us anytime.
So soccer kind of unites each country in Africa.
Seriously. Soccer is, for Ghana, it's our biggest game.
In recent years, the global market for buying and selling soccer players has seen some major inflation. So top clubs such as Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid in Spain are able to pump out tons of money in order to buy big name players. For example, Atletico Madrid a few years ago, they broke their record transfer signing to buy a French striker named Antoine Griezmann. He's widely known as one of the best strikers in the world today. And because of that, they bring in a lot of jersey sales for him, and they bring in ticket sales as well. People around the area want to come to Atletico Madrid's brand new stadium and watch him play and score goals. But it also brings people to the local restaurants and the local bars because it brings in a new fan base that want to see him play and watch him score goals. Another big money spending country that is in the picture now is China. They are one of the newer soccer leagues, and they've got a lot of major Chinese corporations that have pumped tons of money into their soccer clubs in Shanghai and Beijing and all over Eastern China. And they are trying to lure players like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo to China, so their fan base can have players, international superstars that they can watch play. They're pumping out, contracts that, lure players with upwards of $250,000 a week to play in China, and then again it sells jerseys, it sells tickets, it sells out stadiums, and the local bars and restaurants get business as well.
Fan base in Spain was very energetic. All of the fans came out to the game wearing their team colors, their team jerseys. They were all super hyper to root on their team. It was mostly fans of the home team at the game in Madrid. However, there were a few foreigners there, and all of the home fans were very friendly, very kind. They got a little rowdy. There was a bit of some rivalries there, but overall the fans were all together. It was very family oriented, and everyone was just out to have a good time at the game. The fan base in Japan was a little different than the fan base in Spain as of the rivalry aspect, because the fans in Spain were much more aggressive and harsh towards each other. However, the fans in Japan, even if the opposing team scored a goal, they would offer a handshake or a pat on the back to one another. And as similar to Spain, the men were all dressed in the colors of their team and in jerseys. However, the women in Japan dressed very formally in nice clothing. But same as Spain, it was very family oriented, majority local people, and everyone was just out to have a good time at the game.
The socioeconomic effects of soccer are evident. The game of soccer creates opportunity for a country that was once not imaginable. With a huge fan base attending games, purchasing gear, and watching televised games, soccer has socioeconomic effects on a country. Not only does soccer have beneficial effects on a country, but it also brings the people of the world together, and they come together in friendly competition to bond over the love for the beautiful game of soccer.